We're here at the Nova Music Festival where 3,000 festival goers were here partying, having a great time, all young people. And over 300 died here. 10% of the festival goers died here. This really is this is a memorial of everyone who lost their lives that day. Right over my shoulder is Gaza. And they literally broke through, came, surrounded this whole area. And as people began to flee, and as the young people began to run for their lives, they were engulfed by literally hundreds of Hamas terrorists. You know, every one of these pictures that you see here is a person with a family. They were here. They were just loving life and just having a good time. And then Hamas did something that the unthinkable could have happened, where they just brutally murdered, raped, butchered these beautiful souls here. And what Israel has done here is they have made a memorial so that we'll never forget. We'll never forget the evil that really motivated these Hamas terrorists that came in right from this area, right over here. By the hundreds came in and just viciously mowed down, killed, raped, brutally murdered 10% of the festival goer population. I mean, we move on, but these families, you look, every one of these pictures represent a family. The war's still going on. I'm hearing howitzers going off. There's an Apache helicopter above our head right now. I mean, just so much going on. The world moves on, but for these families and for this country, it doesn't. It's stood still. This right here is really holy ground. This is where people just, the last moments of their life was lived in terror. And we've got to remember that every single one of these beautiful people, every single one of these men and women right here, we're just loving life. And because of the evil that came across that border into this area right here, these lives and the lives of these family members will be changed forever. We're here in the Kibbutz Raim. This is really the first kibbutz that got attacked as the Nova Music Festival people were running. This is the first place that they ran to here, away from the terrorists. This right here, we had terrorists that were holed up in there. The military came in 24 hours. They were fighting for 24 hours before the military actually came and got them. This is a small kibbutz, about 450 people. None are living there now. But on that morning, 7 from the kibbutz ended up sacrificing their lives to protect against the Hamas terrorists. Another 28 IDF soldiers died. This right here, this kibbutz was to be the center, the headquarters for Hamas had they been successful. Now, when you come into right here, you had they killed a young 18-year-old just in his bed. But here's what they also found is that because so many from the Nova Music Festival came in here, they found 3 bodies of music festival goers here. These girls were raped, were brutally murdered, but they fought so valiantly here. 40 Hamas terrorists were killed by the brave and heroic people of Kibbutz. And you see they burned houses when they couldn't get into the safe room. Some had locks, they couldn't get in. Then they burned them out. They took tires, they took other flammable pieces of equipment, and they just burned people out. They burned them alive in these kibbutzes. You can see the kibbutz is overgrown right now. They're those that work in the fields, those that have farms, they live here during the week, but the rest of the 450 are in Tel Aviv right now and have been there for really about the last 7 months. And again, as we do this here, we share this with you and we show you what's happening here, because one, this is just a beautiful place, but their lives are uprooted forever. So we must never forget. Continue to pray for the people of Kibbutz. I wanted to just give you a story of a hero. This young man right here, this was his apartment. Now the Nova Music Festival, we flooded this kibbutz. It was the first kibbutz from the actual music festival. And 30 guys were holed up in this apartment right here. And Guy, the owner of this apartment, and another friend warded off the terrorists until they didn't have any more bullets. Then they handled them with their own hands, saving all 30 people in here. Of course, they blew this up with fire, and it's just important to know that, man, people gave their lives to be able to save lives. Very reminiscent of what our Lord did. He gave up his life so that humanity could have a life of their own, to save them. And that's what Guy did here in this apartment. We're on Road 232 right here, and this is called the Road of Rampage right here. This is where Hamas came down. You're gonna see that on all the highways, there are these roadside bomb shelters. When Hamas came in, 12 Israelis hunkered down in here. You can see all over where they were shooting bullets, but they were hunkered around the corner here. And right down here you see they threw a grenade, and the grenade just exploded everywhere, killing all 12 people. This is the reality of what happened on 7 October, where people were just trying to get away, just trying to save their lives. They hunted them down like dogs and then killed them here in this death trap. We're in Surat, Israel, literally 2 clicks from Gaza. Even as I'm speaking right now, I'm hearing the bombs go off. And although it seems nice and serene right here and in this little children's park, you see behind me there's a place for kids to play. And when you look on over here, there's an outdoor, just a nice little outdoor workout set here. But here's what I want you to see. And what I want you to understand that happens in the lives of the children who are right in the middle of this war with Hamas. This is the playground, but you see this building, this little tunnel right here. It looks fun, it looks cute, but let me take you inside. Let's go inside and really take a look at this. When Hamas struck the southern part of Israel, they entered in 42 different points. This was a well-orchestrated, well-thought-out, well-planned 4 years event that took place. They had planned forever to massacre, and some 3,000 terrorists came in, then followed by between 5,000 and 6,000 Gazans that pilfered, raped, created incredible carnage to the people on the southern part of Israel. But this is what the kids, the children, have to live with that live on the Gazan border here. This right here, it looks like a little play shelter, but what it actually is, come and take a look. This is a bomb shelter right here. Can you imagine growing up, your children being told that when the siren goes off, they literally have seconds to be able to get into one of these bomb shelters? One moment they're playing, having fun. Next minute, they're just wondering if a bomb's gonna fall down on their head. This is the reality, and I want you to see that this is the reality that is shaping the mental and emotional state of the children in Israel who live on the southern border by Gaza. And that is why Paula White Ministries is so in tune and so connected and so enriched in the southern part of Israel here. This is why we're investing our time, our resources, our energy to be able to help these beautiful families regain some normality in their lives.